Well, it's nice to see we are finally on our way. You itching to get at it, aren't you, Colonel? Schofield, you're a colonel too. Wouldn't we be sounding like a couple of birds walking around saying Colonel, Colonel, Colonel all day? Well, Sidewinder, it wouldn't be proper for us to use our names without our title in front of the troops. So I'll continue to call you Colonel. Okay, fair enough. Why'd you volunteer to lead this brigade into battle anyhow? I'd heard you were in charge of a fort out west. Fort Apache, I believe it was. You're right. After West Point, that was my first commission. Second lieutenant. As trouble continued to arise and the other officers passed on or moved on to other commissions, I stayed on and rose up through the ranks until I was a captain. The major and the colonel both retired. The lieutenant colonel was only a year from his own retirement and thought that it wouldn't be good for the men to go through so many command changes in such a short time. So he recommended me for the command of colonel. John Henry. I'll never forget him. He did retire eventually, and less than a month later he died of a heart attack. I'm sorry. But why the change? I was asked for one by General Miles. The other reason, I was tired of the desert. But with the humidity we've dealt with so far, I'm beginning to question that decision. Yes, I would say so. And you, Colonel Schofield, what have you been up to? Well, I was sitting behind a desk in Washington, and I was tired of seeing those four walls. So I volunteered to come for this engagement as soon as I heard that we were going. I didn't expect the hang-up in getting underway, but now that we are on the ship, I'm sure it won't be long. No, Schofield, I'm sure it won't. Well, Sidewinder, we've made it. What, no title, Schofield? Well, I figured we're in battle. Sir. Yes, Lieutenant, what is it? Colonel Smith. Colonel Roosevelt's been given the order to charge. He says, take your men up the right flank and hold it tight. Thank you, Lieutenant. And would you give my compliments to the Colonel? Sir. Okay, Schofield. Well, watch your tail. You too. Major. Yes, Colonel. Prepare the men for a charge up the right flank. Yes, sir. Come on, you dogs. You heard the Colonel. Now get ready for the charge. Hey, Schofield, I'll see you in hell. I'll see you in hell, Sidewinder. Charge! They went up that hill, shooting and firing. Bullets whizzing past, men falling, men dying. When halfway up, Schofield! That sergeant, he's pinned down. Cover me. Colonel, you're crazy. You'll never make it. Yes, I will. Cover me. With shotgun in hand and his army Colt and the other, Sidewinder ran, shooting his way there. Colonel Smith, get down! Get down! Sergeant, are you okay? Colonel, I've never seen anything like that before. But I'm so glad I did. Yes, Colonel, I'm fine. Just hit the leg. Can't run. Tucker Davis is my name. Colonel Sidewinder Smith. Let me wrap that, Sergeant, while you return fire. Okay, sir. Okay, Davis, can you move some? Yes, where are we going? You're going back down the hill and I'm going on. Yes, sir, Colonel. And thank you, sir. Sidewinder continued on with his men of his regiment. They took San Juan Hill and the San Juan Heights. Well, Colonel Smith, we made it. Yes, Colonel Schofield, we did. Well, I guess I'll round up my brigade and report back to the base. For what? A field runner brought me a message that asked if I could join them in the Philippines. It seems that they are requesting for commanders to go and liberate them from the Spanish as well. Well, good luck to you. But I have to tell you, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen you do, Colonel. I can't believe you lived through that. Act of God. He must love Sergeant Davis. Well, where are you off to, Schofield? I'm resigning after this. I've seen enough. Besides, I've been asked about a sheriff's job in California, a place called Southerton. Well, Colonel, good luck to you. Sidewinder, look me up someday. We'll have another cup of coffee to old times. Will do. So long. So long. General, I'm willing to go, but I would like to request a change of personnel. Just one. What's that, Colonel? Sergeant Tucker Davis. Just as soon as he's able to travel. Oh, I'd hate to part with the sergeant. He sure seems to find things for my outfit when no one else seems to know how to get them. But I understand you saved his life. A medal of accommodation has been requested. He's yours, Colonel. A medal's not necessary, General, but thanks for the sergeant. Thank you for the transfer, Colonel. But could I ask why? Well, Sergeant, I need a new line sergeant. I lost a great one back there, and I'm told if there's a need, you seem to find it even when no one else has it. Well, that is true, Colonel. Why are we here? Davis, I don't know. I was told it's all part of the war, but I'm sure we'll know more after we get there. You can plan this stuff on paper, boards, maps, and even in the dirt. But as soon as you see the field of battle, everything seems to change. The objective is still the same, but it just seems to play out a little different after getting there. What do you plan to do after this, Colonel? I don't know, Sergeant, but I need to find out if I live through this first. And if you live through this, what do you plan to do, Sergeant? I plan on doing some mining up Colorado way. Mining? Yeah, that sounds interesting. Well, I never liked being cooped up. Outside is where I like to be. And working alone suits me, so mining is something that I'd like to try. Yeah, I can understand that, Sergeant. I can understand that. Well, Sergeant, I would suggest that we get some shut-eye. It's probably going to be a few and far between when we get there. So I suggest you get to your bunk. Yes, sir, Colonel. Night. Good night, Sergeant. Thank you, Colonel, for coming so quickly. No problem, General. What is the problem? Or what is the plan? You and your men are to take the city of Manila from the Spanish, and I'm sure that victory will be ours this day. Also, if the Filipino insurgents attempt to come into the city, fire upon them for interfering. Sir? Spanish commander has agreed to surrender to you after you take the city, but the Filipinos are not to be a part of the surrender. You are to make sure of this. Understand? Yes, sir. I understand. Major! Sir! Get the men in position. Yes, sir. Men, take Manila. Charge! Cease fire! Cease fire! Cease fire! El Comandante, I surrender to you, sir. Lieutenant, form a detail and get this man out of my sight. Yes, sir. Captain, form up details and take command of the city and watch yourself. Yes, sir, Colonel. Major, the Filipino insurgents try to enter the city. Shoot them. I'll be in my quarters. Yes, sir, Colonel. General Anderson, I'd like a transfer back to the States, sir. Colonel Smith, wouldn't you like to stay here and man the occupation? Inform it for the future? No, sir. Today this was a mockery. If I had known that, I would have, before I came here, I would have refused. By keeping the Filipinos out of this surrender, sir, I believe it will be more trouble than I'm willing to deal with. An occupation is not what I understood we were going to do. It's my understanding that we would be liberating them from the Spanish. I want no further involvement in this, sir. Is it my understanding that you plan to resign your post here or the entire commission after going home? My commission, sir. I've done and seen enough. And to do something worthy of a court-martial, I'd rather resign now with my service intact, of an honorable discharge. Fine, Colonel. I appreciate your honesty and candor. Request approved. I would also ask that my men go with me, sir. I brought them here. I'd like to take them home. Sure, Colonel. It's done. And, Colonel, good luck. Well, sir, this was a quick turnaround. But I got to see a part of the world I'd never seen. Thank you. And thanks for getting us out of there as well. No problem, Tucker. Now, don't call me Colonel no more. It's Sidewinder. Because as soon as we get home, I'm resigning my command. I think I'm going to take up mining myself. You are? Yes. I've seen enough of the Army to last a lifetime. And this last move was the last time I'm part of anything like this surrender. If I were the Filipinos, I wouldn't take an occupation by us any better than they did the Spanish. Why trade one landlord for another instead of owning your own place? Owning your own home? No, Tucker. There's a mess back there, and I'm glad I'm not going to be a part of it. I'm also glad I was able to get you men out of there. If you all decide you want to go back there, that's your decision. But it's not going to happen under my command. Sidewinder and his troops had returned to America, and Sidewinder resigned. Tucker Davis went to Creede, Colorado. Sidewinder Smith traveled on to Southernton to try his hand at mining, later becoming a deputy sheriff, a U.S. Marshal, and finally traveling to Washington, D.C., where he was appointed to the Director-in-Chief of U.S. Marshals.